coaches and female referees as well, and quite a few owners of clubs are female. So we haven't actually seen a female manager directly, but taking England, there's a team called Norwich who are owned by Delia Smith, who makes mustard. That's how she's made all her money. And in the game it would say, you know, Delia Smith, he says this, he says that, and it was just wrong. And there are a lot of female physios in the game as well. So we had two options. We could either just change the genders of those news items, or we could let there be female managers inside the game as well. And we have a small percentage of our users are female, but they're quite vocal, and they seem to be very happy that we've added this in. And we're at quite a historic time at the moment in the world. Last week in America, the first African-American Prime Minister was voted in, and that's something that people had said 30 years ago could never happen. You know, a lot of people would have said that, and now it has. So why can't we have female managers in the game, and who knows what's going to happen in the next 10 years? Maybe someone in this room from playing Football Manager 2009 will end up getting a job. You reckon you, Gemma? Are you going to take over from Arsene Wenger?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So watch out, Gemma Willocks becoming the first female manager of Arsenal when Arsene Wenger steps down.
Have you had an interesting Arsenal story about where that picture was taken?
Am I allowed to say that that picture was taken in Arsenal's dressing room?
You just have.
Oh. We do quite a lot of work with Arsenal. Actually, something else that's happened recently, and this will be announced hopefully on Thursday. We're getting the press release together at the moment. It's quite well known in football that a lot of clubs use our data to help look for young players and help scout for players. We have the world's largest scouting network. Sevilla in Spain claim that it's them with 700 scouts. We have around 1,500 scouts around the world, which is how our database is so large. A Premier League club in England have come to us and actually want an official partnership to be able to use our database as part of their scouting network. So that will be announced on Thursday with the details of the club. I can't say who it is as yet because I haven't got the contract actually signed back, and I don't want anything to go wrong with it. So on Thursday you should find out about that story. But it does show how accepted the game has become as part of football now, rather than just as a computer game. And it's something that we're very proud of because it's always been the way that we've seen it. We don't really see what we do as a computer game. We see it as a simulation of being a football manager that you happen to play on your computer. So it's nice that some other clubs agree.
So you have female managers. Do you think you had female football club?
Now, at the moment, I mean, the last Women's World Cup was fantastic. Some of the quality, particularly the Brazilian players, most of those could certainly play for the team that I support in England, Watford. In fact, please, if any of them do want to come and play for Watford, we'd be more than happy to have you there. At the moment, there aren't really many professional leagues in the world. There was one in America that ran into financial trouble. I think there might still be one in Sweden. We really need there to be more professional leagues before we start looking at that. We're not going to see a time, I don't believe, where women and men play in the same team. I think the sports will be kept separate. But if women's football does take off in the way that it deserves to. They're not professional. They're semi-professional. I go and watch Arsenal ladies. I take my sister's daughter. I take her to go and see Arsenal ladies. Again, superb. Chelsea ladies are getting very good. Everton ladies are good. We also sponsor a women's football team with AFC Wimbledon, who we sponsor their ladies team and the whole squad throughout, as well as Luton Town's youth team we now sponsor, which is quite strange as a Watford supporter because the Benfica-Porto rivalry is just as strong between Watford and Luton. So the game, you know, Arsenal ladies as an example are a superb team who win everything, yet they don't play their games at the Emirates. They play their games at a small stadium. They played one match last season at the Emirates. So when it becomes more popular, then that's when we'll look to do it. I personally would love to do. I'd love to have the female leagues in the game as well. But it's not something that we're going to be doing in the near future. Actually, going to store notes on this press conference. Any more questions? If there aren't any more questions, then shall I storm out to the press conference? When are people going to get copies of the game?
Next Thursday or Friday.
Okay. So you should have your copies of the game soon, at which point you'll be able to play yourself. I've gone about the match now. Let's just play the match. For those of you who do get the game early, please be aware that the servers for authentication are being turned on Thursday night at 10 PM. This is because some retailers have actually started selling the game already, and we don't see why those retailers should be rewarded for breaking the street date. It's something we take very seriously, and certainly Sega take very seriously.
It was not here.